Okay. So this sharpener here is basically the same as your machine. This setting here, you're going to want to set yours at like 050, or I think it'll say 050 or 058. On here it says 058, but what that's for is the width of this opening here, which is the gauge or the thickness of the link. And then the only other real difference is going to be, like, this one clamps as you close it. Yours, you'll have some clamping mechanism down here. And then first you want to find your most jacked up link or most dull link. Find that one first, and then that's the one you're going to start with. This chain here is already sharp. I don't have any dull ones, but we'll sharpen it again. I'm going to go through the whole thing, just so you can kind of see the flow of it. And so to do the cutter teeth, you'll bring this over to 55 degrees. It'll be indicated right in here. And then, like I said before, I like 20 degrees for the cutters. You can play around with that. You could even do 25 or a little bit less of a angle there. Kind of depends on how it's cutting and what kind of wood you're doing with, but for pine and stuff, 20 should cut real nice. Over on this side, there's this turn that moves this stop back and forth. We're going to do the right cutters first. And so I'm going to bring it up, check it, and I just want to take off what I need to make a nice fresh cutting tooth. So it's not going to be a lot. Hopefully it's not going to be a lot. If your chain's really messed up, then it's going to be a lot. But hopefully it's not a lot, because if it's a lot, then it's a lot. You know, it's kind of a lot to do. But just do a little bit here. You kind of want to press the tooth back in here so it's nice and flat. And then before you get going, this came with your kit too. It's a dressing stone. It'll kind of make that. This will get gummed up with the oil that's on the chain. Gets on here, kind of cooks, it gets gummed up, and it doesn't grind nice. And this is a 3/16 sanding or grinding disc. And then I like to start this is a stop up here, so basically pretty stops you from, like, right there. I'm all the way down, and yet I'm not touching the tooth, which is kind of like how I like to start out. And I'll bring it down so we start hitting it. And that's good there. And I went just right down to the bottom of the gullet, not into the link, but to the bottom of the gullet. If you're just doing a little bit, you can go fast. But if you're doing a lot, like if your chain's really messed up, you'll have to kind of like do something like that so you don't overheat the metal. And you'll know if you overheat it. It turns blue and red hot. That's that side. And then to do the left side, everything's set. You don't want to change anything because each cutting tooth needs to be the same. If they're not the same, then you start getting the curving effect when you're cutting, and it just simply won't cut. So we'll switch over to the 20 degrees for the left side, and we'll just continue on working the left side. Starting to not cut as nice, or not grind. Just do a little dress up on it. And we're back to a nice grind. Okay, so we're done with the cutter teeth. And now for the drags. So the drags, I call these drags. These things here. Some people call them rakers, but you should check those every time you sharpen your chain. Most of the time you won't need to do it. Maybe depending on how much you're grinding. If you're just doing a little bit every time, you won't need to do this every time. But if you're taking a lot off, then you just check it every time. But basically, you want to check to see if this drag is sticking above this platform here. You know, you can just run your finger over it and you can feel it, and it is a little bit. Now, the one I sent you here is the same one I have, and it's not really the right one for this smaller chain. I'd say you could either probably take a piece of this off, cut it off, and tape it on here, and then cut out that little groove, and then that would probably be a little bit better, because I feel like this is for a bigger, more powerful, probably like a 3/8 chain. But if you don't want to tape it and want to get the actual right one, then go to your saw shop and ask for a depth gauge for a 325 pitch chain. And but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take some off because it's sticking above, and to do that, we'll just bring this to 0. And by the way, throughout this whole process, I got this side to 0. This slides back and forth, and I just keep it at 0. If that's the right setting, I don't know, but it seems to make sense for me. And then this bring this back to 90. And then need to see where we're at. So obviously I got to move the stop pretty far back. And this is crucial because if these are off, if it's higher than the cutting tooth, these will be as sharp as all get out, but it's not going to even touch the wood. It won't cut at all. You just get like dust. And then and also these two, along with the teeth, each side has to be the same. Otherwise, it'll start doing that J cutting. And a little bit more forward. And that's dead center there, so. Okay. Tighten that up. And then we'll bring this stop back. So I just need to do a little bit to make that level. I'm going to leave it a little bit above because, again, I think that this, so I'm just going to do just a little bit. There we go. So I'm stopped. I'm going to bring it down. Just a little bit. If you go too much and get below this, your chain will really grab the wood, and your saw will be really jumpy. It'll be wanting to kick back all gnarly. That's perfect there. And then you do both sides on for the drags. So apparently I'm barely doing anything. There won't be much. That one didn't even touch, so I'm just going to leave it. That one didn't touch, that's fine. Maybe I'm goofing up. It's about right. That one's a lot there. I must have missed that tooth, that drag last time I did this. Okay, and we're done. And that's all there is. That's a sharp chain. So I think that's it. I don't know what else to cover, but anyway. Okay. Love you.